Hello there, and welcome back to our series on crystal healing. This is video 2, and if you want to check out video 1, I'll provide a link above or below somewhere in the description. But this is video 2, and today we're going to talk about how does crystal healing work anyway. So if you are a skeptic, you're really not sure that crystals do anything, or you're the kind of person like me who, if you're going to trust something, you really need to understand the science behind it. It's not good enough just for someone to tell you. You got to understand it for yourself. If that's you, then this video is exactly what you're looking for. So let's get started. What is crystal healing? Crystal healing is a natural healing method that relies on the fact that there is something called an energy field. So each of us have an electromagnetic field that surrounds us. We are all full of electricity. It's how our body works. And that electricity creates an energy field that's kind of shaped like a donut with us in the middle of it. And I'll post a picture here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. We're the center of the energy vortex, and then it goes out from there. And it's there all the time. Now, in traditional healing, this is known as the aura. But when you use that term, it lends itself to skepticism, to the idea of like, oh, what is an aura anyway? So we don't need to call it that because you do have an electromagnetic field and it is scientifically measurable and provable. So all of us have this field, and it's this field which is interacting with the crystal. So how is it doing that? Well, turns out that it's not just humans that have an electromagnetic field, but it's all objects. Every single object has an electric charge. This electric charge creates an electromagnetic field, and so that field is interacting with all of the other fields around it. So if you bring a crystal, like this rose quartz, into my electromagnetic field, the two fields are going to interact. Because of the incredibly stable structure that crystals have, which you can watch in video 1 if you haven't yet and learn a little bit more about that, but because of their incredibly stable structure, they have an incredibly stable frequency, which leads to an incredibly stable electromagnetic field, which means that when they interact with us, that pure electromagnetic field is going to have a very powerful effect on the more changeable electromagnetic field of humans. This interactive property that crystals have when they come into contact with humans has been understood for thousands of years, even back to ancient Egypt, that humans have been using crystals in traditional healing medicine. And the way that that actually works, which of course is why you're here in this video today, the way that that works, in order for me to explain that to you, I have to explain one more term, which is the term entrainment. So what does entrainment mean? So anytime two vibrations come into close contact, two frequencies, which are very similar to each other, but not quite the same, come into close contact with each other, the stronger frequency will win out, and the other frequency will come into alignment. That's the basic definition of entrainment. Let me give you an example. If we have two violinists, both bow their violin, then the one that is either louder or purer in frequency, meaning more stable, that one is going to win out. The other violin, let's say violin 2, is going to then change its frequency, adjust its frequency in order to match the frequency of violin 1. This is a natural process that happens anytime any two frequencies are near each other. The one that is stronger, meaning a greater amplitude or a more stable vibration, that one wins and the other one gets into alignment. So that's the term entrainment. Now this happens with anything. So it also happens with crystals and humans. Humans have a very changeable frequency, or many actually changeable frequencies, because we're made up of many different things. Crystals, being made up of their very few substances that have an incredibly strong structure, they are the ones that with the frequency that win out. The purer frequency than the humans, the less changeable frequency, the more stable frequency means when the rose quartz gets near me, frequencies within myself which are close to rose quartz but less stable are going to come into alignment with the rose quartz. So theoretically speaking then, the way that crystal healing works is that you bring a crystal that has a desirable frequency, a frequency that is more desirable than whatever the ailing organ or the ailing emotion that you have. If you bring that near to your body or to your electromagnetic field, then the frequency of the crystal will win out, will adjust the frequency of that ailing organ or of that emotion, and will bring it into alignment with the more desirable frequency. Now, I've mentioned frequency of something like rose quartz. Of course, that's not the only frequency that exists within crystals. Frequency of a crystal is going to be basically changeable based on what the crystal is made of, and the same thing that the crystal is made of is going to change the way that the crystal looks in terms of its form and also in terms of its color. Rather than getting into that in this video, I'm going to make a whole other video about the different frequencies of crystals, how you know what the different frequencies are, and how you would match that up to the different things within the body, the different issues that you're wanting to heal. So tune in next time for video 3, where we will talk about all of the varieties of frequencies of all the varieties of crystals, how you know which ones to use for which particular situations. That'll be video 3. Until then, go ahead and like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you for the next video. Love and blessings.